Hello and welcome to my video where I'm going to show you how to knit these horizontal pleats. This is actually a very easy intro into short rows, which is a technique where you turn your work partway through a row so that you can knit one area of knitting more than another. The short rows method provides more advanced shaping options in knitting compared to just increases and decreases. Okay, so to begin you need to cast on 26 stitches. 10 for the garter stitch section and 16 for the pleated section. To do this I use the long tail cast on technique, but feel free to use your favourite method. If you want to change the width of these sections, feel free to alter the pattern. Just change all of the 10s in the pattern and or all of the 16s. Then work out how many stitches you need to cast on in the first place to account for these changes. Row 1 is just a knit row, so knit all of the way across. For row 2, you need to begin by purling 16 stitches. So make sure the working yarn is at the front towards you and purl 16 stitches. You then need to turn your work around so the other side is facing you. And knit 16 stitches. What you're doing here is knitting the stitches you just purled. So you're doing more rows on this side of the knitting than the other side. And this is what creates the shape. Then for row 3, you once again purl 16 stitches. So make sure the working yarn is at the front and purl 16. Then take the working yarn to the back and knit 10 stitches. For row 4, you begin by knitting 10 stitches. Then bring the working yarn to the front and purl 16. Then for row 5, you begin by knitting 16 stitches. Then turn your work so the other side is facing you and purl 16 stitches. And then the last row of the repeat, row 6, is just knit stitches all the way across. And that's the 6-row pattern repeat. For each repeat you'll be knitting 4 extra rows in the pleated section compared to the garter stitch section, so the more repeats you do, the more pronounced the effect will be. After a few repeats you should have something a bit like this. Again, you can easily experiment by changing this pattern and turn your work more often or less often depending on how dramatic an effect you want. And that's it, that's how you knit horizontal pleats. I really hope you found this useful and thank you very much for watching.